So we need to talk about this whole Me Too movement that's gotten way out of control. Like every other movement, it's gotten perverted by a bunch of idiot bitches. And idiot bitches, as far as I'm concerned, don't get all like gendery on me or something like that. Could be a man or a woman, but these are idiot bitches in this case, who I'm going to call a bunch of victim girls. There's a lot of victim girls on the Me Too movement, and they are ruining perfectly good men. And I kind of knew this would happen with the Me Too thing, because it was only a matter of time before, the accusations were being lumped in. Okay, the Me Too movement, in case you don't know, is this whole thing that started supposedly with Rose McGowan. I don't know if she's the one who started it, where people started hashtagging Me Too after she said she was raped by Harvey Weinstein. I believe she's in some kind of legal battle with him now because she signed some non-disclosure agreement. She's saying she didn't. Whatever. It started this whole backlash against Harvey Weinstein. Rightfully so. He's a piece of shit. He's ugly as sin. I think that's the worst part of this whole thing. Not the rape. But no, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's horrible. And then, all these other things started coming out about like Kevin Spacey, like groping on boys when they're 14. Horrible. Never should happen. This is why Corey Feldman has like come back from the dead apparently all of a sudden, talking about, all the pedophiles who ran the soda pop clubs. And again, I just have a problem with that name, the soda pop clubs. It just sounds gay and just sounds like pedophiles would be there. I'm sorry, if a place, like I said this before, if it's named the soda pop club and my 13-year-old son goes, me and all my other 13-year-old male friends are going to the soda pop club, I'm like, oh, do you just like being molested? Is that what this is? So, but it really, I think, came to a head, the Me Too thing, with I was going to say the Academy Awards, the Golden Globes, some useless show that precedes the Academy Awards and pretty much tells you what's going to win everything at the Academy Awards, so you don't have to waste 3 hours of your life on that boring show. Anyway, it came to a head there when everybody wore black to show solidarity with the women, and Oprah got up there and made some big bullshit speech, and everybody's all happy about it. But I knew, and one other actor, I believe it was Liam Neeson, said, it was only a matter of time if we keep it up. If we keep equating rape with a guy, grabbing a girl's butt when he shouldn't have, things are going to get hairy and get really weird. And a witch hunt's going to begin against men. And I don't think that's fair. And it's just fucking retarded. And okay, so here's where it got really weird. And I'll put his name up here. Aziz Ansari. He's a Indian American who, that sounded just so wrong. He's not like Indian. He's like more like customer service Indian, like, hello, how can I help you with your problem today? That type of Indian, except he doesn't even talk like that. I don't know why I just went there, but I did. He's an actor or comedian or something. I'm not really aware of who he is, to be completely honest with you. And he had a date recently. And, well, not recently, a couple months ago or something like that, where he and his girl fucked. They, sucked each other off. Like, they performed mutual sex acts, which to me, I kind of like to think about, like, what exactly are the mutual sex acts you did? Like, we know he fucked her, but, like, I'm guessing, like, she sucked his dick, and he ate her out, and then maybe there was, syrup and somebody's asshole involved, and just a real good tongue session, just a swirl of, the pink anus, and the syrup, and the tongue, and God, and then when you're playing, like, Bette Midler in the background, and then you're dressed in all black and doing that, never mind, I've said too much again. Anyway, this chick has the balls to now equate what happened to her, and by the way, nothing happened to her. That's just the story. I'll tell you what happened, but nothing happened to her. She came out with the Me Too movement. She's in the Me Too movement, and she had to go out and basically try to smear this guy, ruin his career by claiming he sexually assaulted her by not getting her non-verbal cues. Bitch, are you a mute? Are you a deaf mute? Because that is the only person who should be using non-verbal cues. Like, if they are fucking ready to fall down a well, I want to see a deaf mute using non-verbal cues, like, some shit like that. Then you can use non-verbal cues. If you have a voice, and you can, like, tell people, hey, knock it off, asshole, then shut the fuck up about your non-verbal cues. You're just an idiot victim bitch, and I don't even want to hear about it. So this girl goes, first of all, what really gets me about this chick is she didn't go to the police. She didn't say anything about that. She sent all her shit to the media right away, which shows you she's a greedy whore who wants to ruin this guy's career and make a name for herself. And she's just one of these Gloria Allred bitches, that vampire lawyer bitch. If a guy sneezes on a chick, this whore will represent her and want $1 million. But first, she'll have a press conference because that is what needs to happen. This girl goes like this. She shared a text message, and you can see in the text message screenshots that nothing happened, where this guy, Aziz Ansari, goes, hey, I had a real good time the other night. It was fun. And again, paraphrasing. And she writes back this long rambling, she was off her antidepressants or something's wrong with the bitch. I don't know if she just, if she had vaginal fluid stuck in her head and something was wrong with her. But she goes, did you not read my nonverbal cues when I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do this. I'm not sure. And I was really upset. And I hope you're happy. I've been crying all night and eating Haagen-Dazs and feeling like a little victim girl. And he's basically, he writes back. He's like, I'm so sorry you felt that way. Thought everything was consensual. I mean, you spread your legs, I stuck my dick in. That's kind of how the things go. But, sorry. But, really, he's thinking like, okay, get rid of Crazy's number. Like, let's get back on the Prozac, sweetheart, and then call me later. But this chick sends it to the fucking media to make a moment for herself because everybody wants to be involved. Everybody needs attention. They want to be involved in some kind of movement. And now a lot of these girls want to be involved in this Me Too thing over stupid shit that it shouldn't be in Me Too. Look, I'm going to say it again. Just so nobody's confused over here. If a guy is in a position of power, has verbally harassed you over years, has sexually harassed you, raped you, he's a piece of shit. You should knife his balls off, feed him to him. I don't support that motherfucker at all. He should be in jail. But go to the police and say something. 100% good guys have your back on that. But this nonsense shit needs to stop. Your nonverbal cues? What the fuck are you talking about? You still fucked him. And I see these people now defending this chick who is trying to ruin a guy who didn't do anything wrong. And she's sitting there and she's like, well, I was crying and, I was kind of shrugging at first. And at any point, did you say, no, you're not, stop putting, and she writes in there, like, you kept putting your hand, my hand on your penis like 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, 9 times, 10 times. Well, what the fuck? Tell him knock it off, asshole. I'm sick of your bullshit. Punch him in the crotch. Say I'm getting the fuck out of here. This girl never once said, I don't like what's going on here. I'm not ready to fuck you. You know what? I think I'm out of here. Didn't say that. Instead, she chose to cry, whine, supposedly, if we believe her. I don't believe her at all. I just don't. She, shrug her shoulders. Why did you continue to fuck him? Did he have a knife? Did he hold you down? Did he in any way try to impede you from leaving, you little victim girl, you? No, he didn't. Well, and you still felt pressured by him not understanding your nonverbal cues. Like, well, he hasn't understood my nonverbal cues, so I guess, oh, fuck it. What the fuck? Are you saying, did you come? Did he come? What the fuck? Bitch, if you didn't say anything, how the fuck? This is ridiculous. And I see all these men now. You guys are a bunch of pussies. These men were on talk shows today, talking about it well, we need to listen to women and hear women out. Absolutely. We need to listen to women, men, anybody who says they're sexually assaulted. But at some point, we got to call bullshit bullshit. If a guy grabbed your tit 40 years ago and you are still shaking in a closet, crying and soiling yourself every time you think of that man, you are a victim girl and need to stop the bullshit. And you know how many men go through weird shit all the time? They never do this kind of shit. Guy slaps your ass or something like that. I'm no bullshit. True story. Only time I've ever been in a gay club in my entire life, I went with a friend who was gay. It's not Stevie, so don't worry, because he'll freak out. Be like, it's me. No, it's not me. Just fucking, somebody's going to sue me because you're saying that. It wasn't him. This is forever ago. I went to a gay club. And there was a place where you could play pool. So I go over to the area to play pool. A guy I don't know, and grabs my dick real fast. Did a quick dick grab and didn't even offer to jerk me off. I mean, at least at that point, you could have been nice, you fucking bag. But just walk the fuck away. I'm all hard. No, I'm kidding. But I'm just standing there, and he just, kind of did that number and walked away. This is exactly what happened. I didn't cry. I didn't go in, post, traumatic stress disorder. I didn't need therapy or anything like that. I went, motherfucker. Disappeared. I couldn't see him. I went and played pool. I got the fuck over it. And you bitches need to get the fuck over it. Now let's address the Me Too movement real fast. And this little victim girl just needs to shut the fuck up. Seriously, if you didn't call the police, just have a cup of shut the fuck up and just move on with your life, sweetheart. Because you are just a little victim girl and everything's going to bother you in life and you are never going to make it. Now, all these women who are so-called, in the sisterhood now, Meryl Streep, Oprah Winfrey, all these powerful women, Rose McGowan even, where were you bitches for years is what I want to know. Rose McGowan, let's start with her. What happened to her is abominable, okay? If she was raped, like she says, because I'm alleging everything, I don't know how much is true, how much isn't. She was raped by Harvey Weinstein, he should be shot. But like I've said before, I saw a picture of Rose McGowan posing all with her rapist, Harvey Weinstein, about a good 7-8 years later. I think it was at that Grindhouse premiere. That's kind of confusing to me. Why would you sit there, smile, and pose with your rapist? That doesn't make any sense to me. And if she did, I'm not saying she did, do some non-disclosure agreement, How are you pro-woman? You basically agreed to take a chunk of change and never say anything, knowing this guy's a creep, knowing this guy's a rapist, and let other women potentially fall victim to this, and now you're a hero and you're with the sisterhood? That doesn't quite make sense to me. Oprah Winfrey, please sit your fat ass down. The only thing she should be talking about next is her favorite cookie recipe, because that's all I'm going to believe at that fat ass bitch's mouth. And yes, she's still fat. I don't care what anybody says. Look at her. And her talking about, their time is up. Everybody's time is up. Oprah was one of the most powerful women. I mean, she's not anymore. I must be killing her. She's just not. I'm sorry. That whole president thing is a joke. But Oprah was one of the most powerful women for a long time. She was in the celeb circle, the A-list circle for decades. You telling me you never heard about, Roman Polanski? When was the show you did on Roman Polanski and his victim? I'm sorry. Weren't you clapping for him at the Oscars or something at some point? When was that show you did about Woody Allen and how horrible he was? I mean, now you're asking people because, of course, you're in the movement and you're with the sisters. But no, you knew. You knew for years. All these actresses knew. They shut the fuck up. They ignored it. They looked the other way and let their fellow sisters get abused by men in positions of power because they didn't have the nuts to stand together and say something. Now they all want to tweet. Now they all want to say they were rocking, before. They're all strong. I'm not saying some of them, less established, who were afraid of these people in power, who weren't already solidified in a Hollywood career, might have been like, fuck, I don't feel like I can't say anything because it'll ruin my career. I need to make money and shit like that. I'm talking about the people already established. Rose McGowan already had been an established actress, was in Scream, a bunch of other movies. She was established. Oprah Winfrey, established. They're all saying now they didn't know shit. Or taking plea agreements and shit like that. And, little non-disclosure things and now breaking them and saying that. If you took a non-disclosure, shame on you. Because you let other women potentially fall victim. Girls who are naive. Girls who didn't have as much as you. So you're actually... I don't feel that bad for you in that respect. I feel bad that you were victimized, raped, whatever, by any man. But also, we need to start differentiating between rape and, like I said, a guy looked at you funny and you felt weird about that. Louis C.K. is a perfect example of that. Is that a creepy thing that he did, jerking off in front of, some women? Absolutely. Absolutely creepy and weird and some sexual thing he needs to work on with a psychiatrist and now. But for these women who are victims of his, you weren't victims. Why didn't you leave? Why didn't you kick him in the dick and tell him I don't want that shit? It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. At some point, you have to fight or you're going to be a victim. Get up, kick him in the balls, tell him he's a fucking asshole. I get that some comedians, I get that. I get they were afraid. Maybe, he was going to trash them and not give them a career or something like that. I get that. They must have felt guilty and all that. But I'm sorry, at a certain point, you just have to fucking fight. So for this bitch, and I have to give a special shout out to Ashley Banfield, I think her name is. She's on CNN. She goes off on this chick, and she's a Me Too girl, and she's got it right. She's like, you are ruining this movement with your silly bullshit, with your nonverbal cues. Fuck the nonverbal cues. Say you don't want them to fuck you. It's not that goddamn hard. But this chick did a thing on CNN, and I recommend you YouTube it, basically addressing the victim and saying, go to the police. She still hasn't got to the police, by the way, because she's, too busy trying to, maybe broker a deal of some kind or, gets a paycheck from Aziz Ansari. I don't know. But, yeah, Me Too movement should go on. These men should be held accountable as women who also do, once in a while, not as much as men. Statistically, they just don't as much as men sexually harass people. But it happens. I mean, I'm sorry, is a woman still free to smack a guy in the ass? I mean, the guy would look like an asshole if he's like, I was just upset, I cried for 5,000 years about it, blah, blah, blah. So women can still technically get away with more that way. But yeah, this Me Too movement, I rock with it. I think it's a good movement. I think these guys should be pulled out of the dark. But at a certain point, stop abusing the movement. Stop it. Because you're hurting it more than you're helping it. And if you need nonverbal cues to go on a fucking date with somebody or to let them know what is her nonverbal cues? Did she be like, was that nonverbal? Did she do that shit?